it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home, and I'm so glad you're here today. Alan and I are going to be making some pork baby back ribs, and we can't wait to show you just how easy it is to make these on our smoker.
It's time to get the smoker preheated. Just follow your manufacturer's instructions. We're going to let this one get all warmed up, and we're going to start at between 150 and 180 degrees for the first 3 hours. And we're getting an early start, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the sun's just starting to come up over the Oregon mountains. I'll be using 2 different types of rubs on the ribs today. This one I made myself. It's a combination of a little fajita seasoning, salt, black pepper, paprika, Cajun spices, and garlic powder. For the other rack of ribs, we're going to use the Weber dry rub, the original. It's really good. I know Jennifer really likes this one, and it won't be as spicy. So this morning we'll be starting out with 2 racks of pork loin back ribs. We picked these up just a short time ago on a good sale over at Albertsons, and they are really good. So we'll start unpackaging these and getting them all cleaned up. Okay, after you have the ribs unpackaged, we're just gonna take a paper towel and we're gonna dry off all of the liquid that's on it. But you wanna start with the dry meat. And I'm wearing rubber gloves simply because it's a lot easier for cleanup. And then that way although we're gonna wash our hands a bunch of times, it's a lot easier. You don't get the spices all over you, and you can just throw it all away. Now we'll get started on cleaning up the backs of these ribs. So ribs a lot of time have this membrane on the back, and you can leave it there, but it'll get really tough. So one of the easiest things to do is you can start it a little bit with a knife, but you kind of want to pull off as much of this membrane as possible because it'll make the ribs a lot easier to eat when everything's cooked. So it takes a little time. Sometimes you're able to get a hold of it with the paper towel, and you can just start ripping it off. These ribs will be so much more tender now. There are different recipes out there, and one of the ones that really works really well is you squirt just a little bit of yellow mustard on the meat. And this can work whether you're with ribs or whether you have a brisket or pulled pork. So we're just gonna coat both slabs of ribs with just a little bit of mustard. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. And we'll put a little bit on the back side too. And this will help seal in moisture, and it will hold on all of the dry rub. Since I already have these flipped over from putting the mustard on, we'll go ahead and just start with the back side. So for the first set of ribs, like as I said, we're gonna use the Weber dry rub, the original. This comes in numerous different flavors. And you just wanna make sure you get all of the ends and give everything a nice coating. And then for the second set, we have the rub that I made up myself. And I've just saved a bottle from the original recipe and washed it out, and then I saved it and use it for blending my own spices. So now we'll flip these over and do the other side. And make sure you coat the entire thing, because these are going to be on the smoker for quite a few hours, and those seasonings will just get all down through the meat. Now with the smokers all warmed up, we're going to put them on in. And I'm going to put some temperature probes in so that I can keep track of the temperature of the meat. Let's see how the ribs look after 4 hours on the smoker. Now we're going to take them inside and wrap them in foil. Okay, we're gonna wrap these in foil and we're gonna put a little bit of sauce on them. It's a little combination of barbecue sauce and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Gonna wrap these up nice and tight, and it'll hold all that moisture in there, and they're gonna bake for 2 more hours in the smoker, and then we'll pull them back out again, put barbecue sauce on them, and then put them in for about another half hour to an hour so that all that barbecue sauce can get all gooey on there.
Smells absolutely amazing.
All right, let's put these back on the smoker. All right, it's been 2 hours, so we're gonna take the ribs inside, unwrap them, put barbecue sauce on them, and then we'll put them back in here so the barbecue sauce can bake on and get all sticky. All right, let's unpeel these and see how this looks.
It smells amazing. I cannot believe how wonderful it smells.
So we're gonna check the temperature real quick of the meat. Be careful not to get the bone. 195, okay. That's done. So all we have to do is bake on a little barbecue sauce. Let's try this one. On 96, there we go. So we're just gonna put on a little barbecue sauce, put it back on just for about 30 minutes, and then we will let them rest for just a little while. So we are just using Kraft Spicy Honey barbecue sauce. You can use any barbecue sauce you want. There are hundreds of different brands out there. A lot of times we use a sugar-free barbecue sauce, but I wanted this to get all sticky and I wanted to see how it was going to get and how it was going to taste. Back on the smoker just for, like I said, about 30 minutes. And let's see the final result. Now it's time to cut these up and enjoy. Look at that. The bone just pulls straight out. That's all meat.
These ribs are absolutely delicious, and I'm so glad we were able to make these today. I've also made some homemade deviled eggs and some coleslaw. I'll have both those videos come up at the end, so if you'd like to see those as well, just click on them and both of those videos will play. Once again, I really truly appreciate all of you, and I appreciate all of the support that you've given me. It means so much to me, and I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell, and don't forget to hit the like button. I hope you'll join me, subscribe, and come back next time.